Southwell was a hit.
Where did you what high school did you graduate from?
Victor Valley.
Victor Valley. Oh, you did say that. Oh.
I never thought I was gonna meet an honest lawyer.
Well, we're still not shooting yet.
Exactly.
That'd be part of the honesty.
From what I hear,
Lying
it's so
about
much
that.
paradoxical, honesty and law together. And I guess that becomes even more true after I hang out with Drexel and he introduces me to the 100 lawyer jokes that he does.
Your challenge in Rotary is when you're rich enough, you can be a district governor.
I take that challenge.
No, it'd be what? You have to have a few bucks. You're good on your feet, so you're ahead at that point.
You can run.
You can run.
Get out of his way.
You know any good lawyer jokes?
Do I know any good lawyer jokes? No.
They're all bad. They're all bad, not good.
Not one.
Where did you meet your fiance?
Oh, well, actually, and I had that on my sheet too. I glossed over it. I was her RA, which is a resident assistant. So we were in a 2-story dormitory. I was on the bottom floor, and she lived on the top floor. I was a senior, she was a freshman. That was the first time we had actually met. I thought she was this obnoxious girl who, needed to get somewhere and kind of sit down just because she was, you know how you are as a freshman, you're just trying to get into everything. And so like after that happened, there was probably a 2-year gap, in which we didn't see each other. And we ended up together on the debate team. And she actually ended up my debate partner. She was my last debate partner. Yeah.
She won.
She won. She tries to win now.
She's still winning.
She is. Yeah, I mean, we had me and her were undefeated on any debate round that we've had in local tournaments. We haven't been beaten by any other team. So I took that as a sign from God. That if I could win a debate with her against anybody else, then I could probably take on a lot more other things with her against everybody else.
How about debating each other? Who wins?
I guess that's a matter of perspective.
She's not here.
Yeah. But see, this is how
We won't even tell her what
this
to
is
say.
how honest I am. I'm willing to give her the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt.
she can watch it on
I think I'm always right. She thinks she's always right. So I guess we both win.
Good start.
Are you sure you're not married? You talk like you're married.
And I feel like I'm married sometimes.
Do you have a date set for a wedding?
We don't.
You have a location?
No.
That's not a good show.
I am open to suggestions and discounts.
Very good.
They actually have excellent prizes here.
Yeah. I'm open for suggestions and discounts.
Now, are you living presently what you feel your future is? Or do you feel like there's something else that this is a stepping stone towards something?
I mean, this is a kind of a problem that I guess I've always had is I've always kind of felt like I was in that stepping stone phase. Honestly, right now, I really can't see myself practicing law forever. I'm really more interested in the business aspect of it. So what I would foresee if I was to sit down and really, really, really think of what I would really want to do, in the future, I would like to maintain my practice, maybe have someone else, do more of the legal management part, maybe 15, 20 years down the line. But my number one goal is to own a nonprofit organization, just to kind of get people the help that I would have needed to make it where I made it easier. Just because I graduated with so many people who were in slightly better positions than I was, but they just didn't have the fortitude to go further. They didn't have the drive, the will to challenge the norm and to fight the statistics. So a lot of them kind of fell off. And even now I see young people just counting themselves out. I did a lot of talks. I was president of the Black Law Students Association at Laverne. And so we would host talks for group homes. And so, you know, we're talking 7, 8, 12, 13, 15-year-old kids who I'm talking to. My first challenge was to dispel the fact that every lawyer is a liar. I mean, these people have had, you know, pretty bad shakes with the law, so they don't trust anyone from the law. Secondarily to that was, you know, trying to get these kids to know that they still had a future. And so that was something that I feel if, you know, if that message was more mainstream or was greater broadcasted, then I think a lot of kids that deviate to the wrong path, you know, they'd realize the opportunities that are out there and take advantage of them. I mean, I'm not perfect by any means, and I've made a lot of mistakes, but I've taken advantage of each opportunity that I've had. I mean, my law school application, I had a letter of recommendation from the dean of the law school and the president of the university, because I fight to get to know the right people, and I fight to find opportunities. That way, you know, when my training and skills come into play and the opportunities meet that training and skills, that I'm able to seize the moment. And so that's really something that I kind of want to focus on, you know, later on, is that nonprofit organization.
Maybe you should work for a profit organization. Be a corporate lawyer for a while.
Be a corporate lawyer?
For a while.
I'm not really.
Get that facet of the business.
Yeah, well, I'm not really ready to sell my soul. That's what I'm getting my MPA at Laverne, which is really focused on the administrative side of small government as well as the nonprofit sector. So I'm getting a lot of exposure to different people and different positions and just different opportunities to either cultivate myself into that type of professional or to understand what the sacrifices that it would entail. Right now, I have a proposal at Laverne to open up a social justice clinic, which really would be kind of the same thing as what I was talking about, except for it would go as far as providing not legal representation, but legal advice to homeless people who may need help, or single parents, or, you know, whatever, just something to, you know, bridge the gap between the university and the community.
We had an interesting experience. Our city attorney was also the city attorney as well.
Oh.
The new or the old?
The old.
Oh, from Karina.
It's an example of a for-profit corporation that became a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Tom, anyway, good luck to you. It's been great.
Who's your biggest influence in your life?
My biggest influence? My mom. I'm a huge mama's boy. Not that I
Good for you.
necessarily depend on my mom, because, you know, since I've grown up and started work, actually, since I was 16, you know, the dependency has kind of been flipped, where I've been the breadwinner. But, I mean, my mom, one of the biggest lessons that I have with my mom is that she's on disability. She has a heel spur, which prevents her from standing. And when I was in elementary school, she was hit by an 18-wheeler that knocked her spine crooked. She had scoliosis. The truck kept going, but she was left with the spinal injury, so she can't sit too long. But my mom always wanted us to know that work was the #1 priority. So, you know, she did everything that she could to, you know, stay off of government aid. I don't know if you guys go up to Cajon Pass a lot, but that McDonald's that's on the 15, when that McDonald's first started opening, my mom worked there. And she'd work 8 hours a day and come home in tears from all the pain. And so she, you know, taught us that this is the type of work ethic that you need to have. We had to finally sit her down and tell her, you know, you're doing more harm than good working, and we understand the principle, you know, in order for her to give it up. But that's, you know, still always the principle that I'd always keep in mind when I'm sitting at the office, you know, late night. You know, I could always imagine, hey, I could have bad feet, bad back, and work at McDonald's. You know, so it's always something I keep in the back of my mind.
Out of curiosity, you don't have to answer this, but were you able to pass the bar exam the first time you took the test?
Oh, I did, yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that 2 weeks, and this is something that I'm probably going to be eternally grateful to my fiance for. That 2.5 months, you know, between graduation and the bar exam, I didn't have to do anything but study. You know, when I woke up, my lunch was packed. I had a set routine. I'd wake up at 8. I'd go study or go to the lecture from 9 to 11, go to the gym from 11 to 1, go back to study till 7, back to the gym, and then sleep by 9. And so I was able to keep that schedule the entire 2 months, 2.5 months. And so it paid off. After I walked out of the exam, I looked at my colleague like, we gotta get ready to do this again. If this is the bar exam, it's either way too easy or we've missed something big. And so and I felt that way all 3 days. At the end of the 3 days, I walked out and my fiance asked me, so how'd it go? And I told her, you know, it wasn't that bad for it to be as bad as it was. Like, I didn't have to struggle at all during the test because it all seemed pretty easy, but it's gonna suck having to do it again. But when results came out November 19th, I had my mom and my fiance there. This is how bad of a day that the results day was. Am I going over my time?
No.
So,
Charge us more?
huh?
Are you gonna charge us some more?
Joe, for you, this one is on the house. Only 10 minutes though. So it's November 19th. My Kenny Tan, my boss at the time, he knows that bar results are coming out. And so he has me sit in a deposition. And so I'm sitting there, twirling my pen, trying to pay attention, cannot pay attention for the life of me. The attorney that's doing the deposition looks over and goes, are there any questions that you think I should ask? I was like, are you really gonna ask me that right now? And he goes, yeah, I understand. You're not really here to listen, you're just here to fill the seat just to take your mind off of it. Is it working? I was like, no, it's not working. I thought about 7 questions that I've gotten wrong on the multi-state exam, just, you know, sitting here. Like, just don't worry about it, it's not gonna be that bad. And so the deposition ends at about 3:30, and between 3:30 and 4:30, I went to lunch, and I get back at around 5. And so we get the discovery responses back that one of our law clerks had done, and they're all wrong. So Mr. Tan, he's going on vacation. At this point, he really doesn't care about my bar results. He really just cares about catching the plane. So he's like, you need to get these discovery responses redone and out before 6. I was like, really? You do know that the bar results are coming out? He's like, yes, but I really need you to do this. So I was like, all right, fine. If I could knock it out and be done by 5:45, zoom home to my mom's house and everything will be good. So I bust my butt. I get done at about 5:55. I'm on my way to my mom's house. She's off trying to pick up my fiance, who they're both lost somewhere. And so I'm telling them, like, if you guys aren't here in time, I'm just gonna have to check without you. And so, just a threat. My mom, she knows when to take my threat seriously. She didn't take this one seriously. So about 6:10, my mom pulls up, and we get in. I get ready to get on the laptop. Her internet isn't working. And so we go to the next door neighbor's house. Her internet isn't working. So we go to another neighbor's house. Her laptop's down. And so I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna check my results. And I had a play that I was going to that evening, so I had to get on it. So I just took out my phone, and I checked on my phone and found out that I passed the bar on my phone. It was a hectic experience, but a really happy ending.
One mama's boy to the next. All right, great presentation. I think we got to know a little bit more about Thomas. It was a wonderful presentation. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much for being here today. Next week, again, we're going to go have a little club assembly to kind of go over some of the policy changes that we're trying to do for next year. So please be here. I think it's a very important meeting for everybody here, and I want to make sure that you guys are informed for next year. Okay? Thank you, and have a great day.
So